We're gonna go straight into some Glass Onion spoilers. We're not gonna go over the entire movie shot, frame by frame or anything like that. But in celebration of Glass Onion, we're gonna talk a bit about it, but then also talk about maybe a couple other like fun murder mystery movies that Glass Onion and Knives Out were inspired by. Like you can tell that Rian Johnson, really had some fun with this one in particular, while still keeping it pretty fresh. So I just saw it today. These guys saw it a few days beforehand. So your impressions initially, guys, what'd you think?
It was really good, man. It just like the first one, it does reward you for paying attention to little details.
Oh yeah. So again, guys, I'm gonna mention some very minor spoilers, but there was one thing that one character said on the dock, and I'm just like, that's gonna come back immediately. Where he just said, where this guy says, "Oh, I don't do that."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, that doesn't have blank in it, right? Because I don't do that.
Oh,
I was like,
yes.
dude, that's easy. That's coming up because the whole point of this, and this is great, is that like, it's done during lockdown, so it's basically the 2020 era of the world, and it's world renowned detective Benoit Blanc just really bored out of his mind, and then he finds himself with a very interesting and challenging case that he decides, hey, this is going to be, this seems fun. I'm going to go over and see what's happening, and a mystery it then becomes afoot. That was really, really cool. How it all played out, and what was interesting is how non-linear the movie was. That's the one thing that caught me off guard, and I was pleasantly caught off guard by, what I should say. Yeah, I was concerned that by doing some of the flashbacks or the non-linear stuff, they would reveal too much of the mystery. But I think it was just like the name implies. The whole Glass Onion is that, yeah, there are layers and layers, but in the end, you can still kind of see the main focal piece in the center of it all. So I think thematically, structurally, it made sense, and it was done really well. I have to agree with you, Danny. Like, it was really, really cool. Yeah. What were some of the moments that the crowd reacted to? Because I was in like a very early afternoon showing. There was a family of 4, and then there was like a couple in the very, very, very top, and then just me in a row all by myself.
Yeah, it was a packed theater.
That's awesome. Take notes, Netflix. I don't understand. Like, that's why I had to go watch it. I didn't want to wait till the end of the month, and I'm glad I didn't wait till the end of the month because it's really good. Shout out to Janelle Monáe. Like, I've been saying since Hidden Figures that the woman can act. She can act. She's really good. And there were many layers to her performance in this movie. That's all I'll say. It's extremely
The whole cast
well done.
was pretty fun. Rian Johnson has a good cast picking for these 2 movies. So
I was very impressed. I mean, like, I knew he's good because of like Hamilton, but like Leslie Odom Jr., just all the subtle like mannerisms of like deference and the inability to actually like act or make a stand. Like, he would say something, but then his body language would say otherwise, in the sense of like, I'm gonna make a stand here, and then just nope. Same thing with Jessica Henwick. I always love everything. Anytime Jessica Henwick's on a movie, it automatically makes it better, for many reasons, but also because she's a great actress. She as basically as Birdie's assistant, like, she's the one that like, I always, at some point I was trying to look and see if maybe everything was pointing to her, because she was just trying to save all the years of her like career being stuck to a walking like PR dumpster fire that's Birdie. Like,
Part of me at some point felt like maybe she's maybe she kills someone, or we eventually find out who, like,
yeah, like,
well,
what's the big thing
technically
is?
a couple of people died, but
Yeah,
one,
minors. Yeah, things will
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, a couple of people did bite the bullet, but I think again, there's some great callbacks. The whole bit where it does the non-linear, like, hey, here's what happened a few days before. That added so many layers to the mystery, because then it helps you figure out like that Benoit Blanc didn't go in blind, which was awesome because obviously he wouldn't. He's too smart for that. But he had some research and he had some other help in deciphering everything going on. So then by doing all of this, it gave him like the best picture ever. And it's just because I thought the movie was gonna go one way, and then it completely like
180.
nope. I was like, oh my, the moment. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, there's a dinner scene, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, and as it happens, you're like, yeah. It's even again, like you start paying attention, you're like, wow. And then it's just great to see, just Daniel Craig having so much fun with this role.
He looks like
Well,
he loves this role.
It looks like he has a lot of fun with this, and it's funny because you see Benoit Blanc in this whole different scenario of just like, I'm in a luxurious private island. How do I enjoy myself? But at the same time, he's there because the game's
He knows
afoot.
what's
Really,
up.
he knows what's going on.
Yeah, because he got hired by an unknown person.
Yeah, no, he got invited.
Oh,
to
invited,
there.
yes.
Yeah, he got. This is air
He was
quotes for
invited by an
everybody who doesn't
unknown-
watch our videos. Air quotes is that he was invited
by some unknown person.
by the best part. Oh no, you got sent the box by accident. This is all matter, dude. And
He's
then
like, oh yeah, the box was reset.
Miles Braun again, Edward Norton. Like,
He was great.
yeah, everybody was great. Dave Bautista was great.
Dave Bautista.
Just
With the gun.
Catherine Hahn is just a delight to watch all the time because as like her being the governor. I think she's the governor of Connecticut right now, trying to go for like prime up for a Senate race. Like you can tell, like you can always tell that she's like she's driven, but she's like on an unstable base or foundation in a very tenuous situation, and it was great.
And
What else am I missing?
Well, I think what works. With
Oh yeah,
this
Kate,
one-
obviously Kate Hudson. Dude, towards the very end, it's like, that's what you. Oh, I mean, I was like, come on, like that's the part where like the small theater I had, I kept like reacting like, ugh, every time Birdie said something really stupid. I didn't know Jewy meant Jews. I'm like, oh my god, that's so good and so stupid at the same time. Dude, okay, and this isn't really a spoiler alert, but it's just like I got the email that said, "Oh, it's a renowned sweatshop in Bangladesh." And you said, "Okay, sounds perfect." You didn't think it was a sweatshop because they made sweatpants. It's like, there's no way you're that dumb.
The way she said that line was perfect.
It was so good.
The
like,
whole theater erupted in laughter.
yeah, because you're like, oh no, but also, wow, you're hella stupid. How did you get by on anything?
Like, how have you gotten this far?
Seriously. And then that's a big major point of the movie, and that's a theme of the movie. Is just like riding the coattails of somebody else. And what are you willing to do to continue that, or are you willing to finally make a stand somewhere and draw a line? That's really the theme of the movie. While understanding that, something that could have you may think to have many layers, like the glass onion, ends up being just a simple. There's just a simple solution and resolution to it. It's really I again like very it's kind of long. So it's 2 hours and like 20 minutes, but it was done so well. Like it didn't feel long. It felt like everything was gelled together. Again, it worked thematically from a writing standpoint, acting standpoint. It knew how to balance all the different tones of like, oh, this is serious because it's a murder mystery, and then also this is hilarious because of the types of people you're working with. The banter, the dialogue is sharp. And I guess, I don't know if it's because Netflix, the Netflix money threw in, or the fact that Rian Johnson is cool with people, but there are a crap ton of cameos.
I don't know if you knew who the voice of the Dong was.
Dong. Dong. Oh my God. I'm so mad that they got him just for that.
And then that workout sequence.
The workout sequence.
Oh, yeah.
It's your money. That's great. It's like, I don't care. It's your money.
Because you first at first you think it's like a pre-recorded
Poster,
video,
yeah.
but it's a live
No,
feed.
it's a live feed, dude. Okay, no. Let's talk about also Jared Leto's hard kombucha. Kombucha me, baby. Like I'm gonna try to use that forever, even though I loathed kombucha. If that's all I have, I'm just gonna be like, kombucha me, baby. Like that was perfect.
But what I was gonna say earlier was, it's just the whole cast vibes so well. And
I mean, if you're on a private island off the Aegean, not Ionian coast, but I think it gets you into, as an actor getting into that, it makes it easier to get into it.
Yeah.
But again, the script was tight. It's well written. It's very, it's a very similarly written to Knives Out. I hope they make I know they're making at least one more. I would love for them to make at least 2 more after that. Like, this would just be a continuing fun series, and just throw it in with a mix of established names and up and comers. If you keep that going and keep the mysteries fresh, I don't think Netflix will be want for anything else.
it's always a
they'll be
good time, a murder mystery, if it's done well. So
Exactly.
you could definitely do a lot.
Yeah. I know Zach was very much looking forward to it. I know you really loved it. But before I go into the rest of Zach's, because I really love listening to someone fresh into these types of movies, going into what you thought, the initial cameos when Benoit's in the tub playing Among Us.
Oh,
I don't know if you caught all of those people.
I caught one of them because I had seen his name in the credits, which is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, it just said Kareem. I was like, "What's Kareem?" I know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was like, "What is he doing there?" Up in the top left is Steven Sondheim, like the guy who writes musical plays.
Yeah.
The bottom left was rest in peace. May she rest in peace, Angela Lansbury from Murder She Wrote. And then again, Zach. This was before that show came out, before Zach was born. But Angela Lansbury was really famous.
I've heard of the show for sure.
Yeah, it's basically like a mystery of the week thing where Angela Lansbury is, she's a writer, but she ends up finding a way to consult on these crimes, and she finds out the whole whodunit thing, which is very in line with all of this stuff. And then you have another fun kind of mystery writer or mystery thing going on in terms of Natasha Lyonne, who she was on the top right. She did Russian Doll. She co-created Russian Doll, and was starred in both seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix as well. So this is great. I love blowing Zach's mind in the sense of I don't know who any of these people are. It's like, they're important. Get cultured, kid.
I think the one I noticed, but kind of a little bit later on, was Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh yeah,
in the
he's like, that's a fugue because it's so many layered. I was like, I love it, Yo-Yo Ma. And it's funny because Yo-Yo Ma has to explain that to the dumbest person in the movie, which is great. And then
which Yo-Yo Ma, by the way, is a famous Japanese American cellist. Japanese American or just Japanese?
I believe he's Yo-Yo Ma. I'm pretty sure he's
something.
Chinese.
Was he? Is he Chinese? I thought he was Japanese.
No,
but he's a famous cellist.
Yeah, he's a famous cellist. But he was he technically was born in Paris. But it was great seeing him. I'm just like, what? I'm at a point where I was like, what are you even doing there? I found was the funniest thing. I was like, dude, you shouldn't be here. Yeah, he's Chinese American.
He is Chinese, yes.
But I was like, what are you doing? This is beneath you. I was at the whole point. I'm just like, I love how he explained it. I was like, this is beneath you, sir. Okay, no. Talking about explaining, let's talk about Brody's mom. Dude,
I couldn't tell if she actually knew what she was talking about.
Oh no, she did that, but she was so what I love about it is that she was so blasé about it. She was like, that's a Fibonacci. So shut up, mom. God, that was perfect. Explaining just perfect. That was, or sorry, his name was Duke Cody, but I said Brody, but Duke, just Duke being this
a Duke.
He was a dude bro streamer. Man, the fact that she was just oh, this is what this is. It's a chessboard. It's like, God, this is great. And they're all struggling to do it.
I like how they're all on a FaceTime call trying to get the sequence through everything together. That was fun.
But then you had the other character that was just
nope.
Nah. Blunt force, right to the point, which again thematically makes sense. You're just this is all convoluted. No, I'm gonna get to the point. And it's great is you end this whole thing where tying Benoit Blanc into all this is that because he's in lockdown, he's bored out of his mind, and a game like Among Us where you're supposed to be able to he's the person who solves very intricate crimes and murders and people who try to, like he says in the movie, paint a murder with panache, or like, be able to do a murder with panache. Like that's a game where you should be able to get that and do that right. And he's just like, this is too banal for me. This is dumb. It's like, you don't like Clue. Someone asked him later, do you like Clues? Like, no, that game is dumb. Like, I'm actually stupid when I play that game. Like,
I think in one sequence they were like, this is not how this would never happen in Clue.
yeah. And one character's like, this would never happen in Clue. And he's just like, yeah, because it's dumb. And so it's just, and again, he's Daniel Craig and the whole cast especially, but Daniel Craig is so good at like, there were some like almost everything he says, especially like with the wild card of Janelle Monáe's character of Andy, and it was like it everything he said around in the vicinity of that character and some of the others, everything held a clue, or everything was like a driving point, and but it never felt cheesy or out of thin air. Like, all of it made sense and it tied to something, and it was everything at the end becomes what I like to say crystal clear, with a fiery
you
finale.
peeled the onion.
Yes, a very explosive and fiery finale. That's all I'll say. Please, if you're listening to this or watching us now live, you cannot watch it until the end of December now. Thank you, Netflix.
I think December 23rd.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are going to be out there watching that new Avatar or Babylon, and they expect people to stay at home instead of watching Glass Onion. They could have pushed it for at least another week. Like, I'm pretty sure it would have eaten,
Or at least until the end of the weekend.
yeah, because it would have, till that Sunday, because it would have eaten the box office
Up until then.
like, it would have still done well at the box office, even with Violent Night coming out, which again I'm gonna watch because that looks ridiculous and I have to watch it. It's great. I loved this movie.